All right, seventh and eighth graders. So I'm making this video on Sunday afternoon because I don't think I'm going to be in class tomorrow. That's why you're watching this video. I'm not feeling too well. So I just wanted to go over what you are going to work on and walk you through some new things that I would have gone over you with in class. So you want to make sure you watch this entire video before you start your new app, else you're going to really have no idea what to do. All right, so we are going to start our fourth app today in App Inventor, which is called PaintPot. All right, so what I'm going over with you right now is what you might want to do is hop into App Inventor at this point and open up your first project app that we mess with. All right, you don't want to use HelloPer or anything like that. Make sure you guys get into first project so we can delete some stuff and add some stuff. All right, so I'm going to be switching back and forth here between these two windows. So basically, PaintPot is kind of like an extension of Digital Doodle. All right, so we're going to be able to draw and do different things along with some other things that we were not able to do in Digital Doodle. All right, so first thing I want you guys to try and do is right now you guys have a button. So again, once I tell you what to do, you may want to pause this video and hop into App Inventor and try it for a little bit before I actually tell you how to do it. So right now we have a canvas, we have a button, we have a camera. Okay. Again, what I want you to do is I want you to add a second button below the first one. All right. So if you don't have two buttons here, just go ahead and add two buttons. And then what I want you to see if you can do is go ahead and see if you can put the buttons next to each other like this. All right, so you see how button 1 and button 2 are next to each other? I just want to go ahead and see if you can do that, okay? Because right now, obviously, we can put button 2 underneath button 1, but I want you to see if you can go ahead and put it next to each other. So just go ahead and pause this video real quick and see if you can do that. Take a minute or two. If you can't, not a big deal. All right, and then I'm going to show you how to do it. All right, so you're probably, hopefully, unpaused it. All right, I'm going to show you what to do. So in order to do this, you actually have to add another component to your app. You can't just go ahead and put this and drag it next to each other because obviously, as you can see, it does not work. All right. So in your palette, you want to go over to Layout on the left, and we're going to use something called a horizontal arrangement. So if I go back to Schoology, okay, that is the only real new component that you're going to use in this app, okay, horizontal arrangement. So horizontal arrangement, if you go ahead and add it below your buttons, basically all it is a gray box, okay? And on your tablet, if you have your tablet connected, you're not actually going to see that gray box, okay? So what we're going to do before we do anything is you'll notice how this box is cut off down here. So now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting in a lot of components, and we're going to probably run out of room on our screen. So what we need to do is right here, we need to make our screen scrollable. Okay, so we need a scroll bar right here that we can drag up and down to get into more of our components. All right, it's very easy to do. You go to screen 1, which I'm already clicked on, and then under properties, there's a checkbox right here that says scrollable. If you check that, and now you can go ahead and scroll your screen up and down. All right, so now we have our gray box. Again, it's called a horizontal arrangement. And now we can put things inside this horizontal arrangement. So if I move in text for button 1, all right, if I look up over here, okay, it says button 1 is inside the horizontal arrangement, which it is. Now we got to get button 2 inside the horizontal arrangement. So I just go ahead and drag it on top. And now both of them are next to each other. All right, so you're going to have to learn how to do that now because we're going to start putting things next to each other just to kind of save some space. All right, so now we know how to put things next to each other, and we also know how to make our screen scrollable. Okay, the next thing we talked about in Digital Doodle, we don't really have to do anything different. That is your line width for your canvas. So again, if I click on my canvas, we did this in Digital Doodle. Your line width is the thickness of your line that you draw in. Okay, and right now it's set to 2, and again, you can change that to any number that you want. All right, so I don't really have to go over that. All right. The next thing I do want to go over though is something which is an option called Fill Parent. All right, and let me show you an example of what I mean by that. So if you look at your canvas, okay, your canvas is 300 by 300 pixels. Okay, so the width right now is 300 pixels. So that means from the start of my canvas to the end of my canvas is 300. Now, let's say I wanted to go ahead and take up the entire screen. So you'll notice here, I have this little yellow space in between the canvas and the edge of my phone. All right. So what I could do is I could go to my canvas and I can try and type in a number that will actually fit that screen. So I can type in, like, let's say 305. Okay, and press OK. Now you'll notice the canvas gets a little bigger. I can try 310. That's going to probably get it closer. All right, I still have some space. So I can keep messing with those numbers until I get a number that is perfectly lines up the canvas with the edge of my phone. But there's another way to do that. It's a pretty cool option. If you click on width, all right, and instead of typing in a specific amount of pixels, you can click this option that says fill parent. And if you press OK, what that does is it fills in any extra space that you may have. So if I have this much space, it's going to fill this space for me. If I have this much space, it's going to fill that space for me as well. All right, so I don't have to calculate what the maximum amount of space I have. I can click fill parent and it does it for me. So that is actually a vocab term right here. A setting in App Inventor that resizes a component to fit the space available. So again, I can do that. So let's say if I move this button out of here, okay, and I have button 1. So I have all this space, this yellow space right here. So if I go ahead to button 1 and I click on width and I click fill parent and press OK, again, it fills in all that extra space for me, and I don't have to worry about calculating how big that space is. All right, so I'm going to change that back to automatic and put that back in there. All right, so that takes care of fill parent. So the last thing in this app that you guys are going to need is some new code. All right, so if I go into my blocks, we already know the code to draw a line. Okay, you've done that in the Digital Doodle app. Okay, and if you don't know it, it is right here. So what we're going to do is, you guys, we're going to do another code. We're going to add some more code that when we tap our tablet, okay, when I say tap, what I mean is touch. So right now when we drag, okay, if this is my tablet, if I drag, okay, I can draw a line. Now we're going to make it so that when I touch the tablet, it's going to draw little tiny circles, all right, which is right here. Add new code that lets students draw circles on the tablet by tapping or touching, they call it. Okay, so drag is going to do one thing, touch is going to do something else. All right, so again, I want you guys to take a couple minutes. You can pause this video here, and just like you did with the drag thing, see if you can figure out the code over here on the left that you need in order to draw little tiny circles on your canvas. All right, so hopefully you paused it and tried it out. If you didn't, again, no big deal, but I'm going to show you guys the code. All right, so if I go into my canvas over here on my left, all right, we have our 5 events, our 5 yellow events. All right, so now instead of dragged, we want when canvas 1 touched. Okay, so basically when I touch my canvas, okay, right here, it says when the user touches the canvas, then immediately lifts the finger. Okay, that's touch. All right, we want it to draw a circle. All right, so just like here, we have draw a line. Now we got to go to canvas, and we're going to click draw a circle. All right, and then it's snapped in because I have my volume up. All right, so now just like here, we had 4 empty slots. Now we have 3 empty slots. Okay, so we have an X and a Y. That should be very easy because we have an X and a Y right here. So we're going to use the X here, and then the Y. Oops, the Y here. Now, what a lot of people like to do for this 3rd slot is they like to put this in there. Okay, that is not going to work, obviously, if you tried that. All right, so the radius, okay, just like a radius in math class, it's going to tell you the size of the circle that you are going to draw. All right, so do we want our circle to be 1 pixel, 5 pixels, 10 pixels, 20 pixels, whatever. All right, so in the app that you guys are going to do in a little bit, I'm going to tell you how big the circle needs to be. For right now, just type in, let's just say 20. All right, and then the way you get a 20 in there is if you go to math, and all the way at the top, there's a block that says 0. Snap it in, type 20. And then again, if I had my tablet here, I would be able to touch my canvas and it would draw. If it does not work, just reconnect your tablet. It probably disconnected. If it still does not work, maybe just send me a screenshot of what the code you're using, because again, if it's not this, it's probably not going to work. All right, so that should give you enough information to go ahead and get this app started. So again, we want to make sure we have 2 new vocabs, vocabulary terms. Okay, we have our final next week. We'll talk more about that. So put those into Quizlet. So tomorrow, hopefully when I return, I'll be able to help you guys out with the app and check your vocab. All right. If for somehow you do finish the app and everything works, that's great. Okay. I'm not going to have you do a reflection today because I'm not there, but the instructions are right here. All right. And then make sure you guys are starting a new project. Again, don't use the first project app. All right. And then here's all of our tasks. Okay. We do have some media in this app that you're going to use. Okay. Task 2, you already know how to do. Task 3, you're going to figure out how to get your image on a canvas, how to clear the canvas, tap the screen to make small circles. I just showed you guys that in the video. And change your paint color with some buttons. All right, so this is the picture of what your app is going to look like. All right, so a lot of tasks, some things you know how to do, some things you might not. So just take your time. All right, you will have tomorrow, excuse me, to work on this as well when I return. All right, I am available via email. So if something doesn't work, feel free to shoot me an email with a screenshot or whatever. But make sure you get this at least started, because my goal is to finish it tomorrow and then start something new on Wednesday. So if it's not done and you didn't start it and you waited until you're going to wait till Tuesday, it's not going to get done. All right. So good luck and have a good day.